What does it mean to be a genius? With more than 7.6 billion people in the world, only 60% of them have internet access. Countries and remote locations that were believed to be intellectually behind are now proving that genius can now be found anywhere.
Srinivasan Ramanujan. What would have happened if he'd had access to the internet?
Smarter than 99.9% of people in the world.
How many more Ramanujans are out there?
This video is inspired by the blog post, The Ascending World, on the website 1729.com. It's a newsletter that pays you in crypto to learn new skills through tasks and tutorials. I highly recommend you all check it out, and I'll leave a link to the 1729 website, its Twitter, and the article below. Srinivasan Ramanujan was born in South India in 1887 and taught himself math literally straight out of the textbook. To say that he was a genius would be severely downplaying how smart he truly was. At age 11, he was exhausting the math knowledge of two college students who were ledgers at his house. At 13, he mastered advanced trigonometry and was writing his own sophisticated theorems. At age 16, a friend gave him a library card of a book written by G.S. Carr that contained 5,000 math theorems. He studied this in great detail and began to receive lots of recognition for his brilliance in math, even being awarded a scholarship to study at the Government Arts College in Kumbakonam. However, he was so focused on math, he would rarely devote time to other subjects, meaning he would fail a lot of them as a result. This meant that he could no longer keep a scholarship. While living in extreme poverty and often on the brink of starvation, Ramanujan would write letters to mathematicians abroad with proofs he self-discovered. Most ignored him, except for one G.H. Hardy of Cambridge. Hardy could see his genius and brought him to England to help fill in the gaps of his math education. Ramanujan became unleashed and started to compile thousands of original results and opened entirely new areas of mathematical research. Hardy would later go on to say, "Suppose that we rate mathematicians on the basis of pure talent on a scale from 0 to 100. Hardy gave himself a score of 25, J.E. Littlewood 30, David Hilbert 80, and Ramanujan 100. Unfortunately, Ramanujan died at 32 after fighting tuberculosis. When he was bedridden, Hardy came to cheer him up one day and told him how his taxicab number was 1729, a number Hardy thought was dull and unimportant. Ramanujan replied by saying the contrary. 1729 is a really interesting number because it's the smallest number expressible as the sum of two cubes in two different ways. Not only is this the inspiration behind Balaji Srinivasan's 1729 newsletter, it shows how truly brilliant Ramanujan was, and that the very best minds in the world could exist even in the most remote places. If we think about it, what would have happened if Hardy denied Ramanujan like all the other mathematicians did? For every diamond found in the rough, there's countless that go undiscovered over the course of history. Luckily, in today's age of the internet, it's a lot easier to be discovered for your talent regardless of your field. The Hubble telescope was built to search for dark matter, but would it be possible for us to find dark talent in remote parts of the world? With billions of smartphones being introduced to places like India and Nigeria, a new type of mobile telescope can be used to find talent that before would have been impossible to find. Outside of the traditional view of the US, we see some incredible individuals and institutions. Some examples include Batushig Mayenganbay of Mongolia, who at 15 earned a perfect score in circuits and electronics at MIT, a sophomore level class. Farishta Farrow, the founder of Code to Inspire, a nonprofit that operates a coding school for female students in Afghanistan. And Kelvin Doe, a self-taught engineer from Sierra Leone, who when he was 15 would look through trash bins for spare parts to build batteries, generators, and transmitters, all to create his own radio station. You can find even more amazing individuals and institutions on the 1729 website, which I'll link below in the description. But as we can see from the previous examples, we shouldn't speak of the developed and developing worlds. These pockets of innovation are ahead of much of the globe. We should instead talk about the ascending world and the declining world. Recognizing the difference isn't just geographical. There are incredible people who are ascending in certain parts of the world that are currently down on their luck, just like Ramanujan in India more than a century ago. A big thanks again to Balaji Srinivasan and his website 1729. They have some of the most thought-provoking articles and blog posts, and I highly encourage you all to check it out. If you could take a couple seconds to like, subscribe, and leave a little comment below, I'd really appreciate it. Also, feel free to share this with a friend who you think might be interested in the subject as well. I'd love for you to join me on this journey of learning together, and any advice on what you'd like to see more of going forward, just leave in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this all the way through. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.